called to order. I understand we have a motion.
Request a motion that Lawrence Lyons serve as chairman pro tem for tonight's meeting.
I will second that.
Okay,
Have a roll call?
you want to do a roll call?
Chair, Mr. Manero.
Yes.
Mr. Vanda.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mr. Graziano.
Yes.
Ms. Guaman.
She stepped out for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
Okay, approved.
Thank you, guys. Can we have a regular roll call?
Chairwoman Inaugurato is not present. Mr. Manero.
Here.
Mr. Vanda.
Here.
Mr. Giordano.
Here.
Mr. Graziano.
Here.
Ms. Guaman is here. She just stepped out to the restroom. Mr. Guyan.
Here.
Mr. Pizzi.
Here.
Mr. Zangari.
Present.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
And Ms. Savasco in place of Mr. Marinello, acting board attorney.
Here.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're in sunshine noise.
The meeting has been advertised according to the sunshine law.
For communications, the 2025 financial disclosure deadline is Wednesday, April 30th. Please, let's make sure we get that done. Approval of minutes, date March 13th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Manero.
Yes.
Banda.
We had to abstain. Wasn't here, right? Abstain.
Okay. Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Ms. Graziano.
Yes.
Ms. Guaman. Yes. Mr. Guyan.
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
Okay, the minutes are approved.
Also approval of minutes, date March 18th, 2025. Can we get a motion?
Second. Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Manero.
Yes.
Banda.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Graziano.
Yes.
Guaman.
Yes.
Guyan.
Yes.
Pizzi.
Yes.
Zangari.
Yes.
Bill list dated April 10th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Manero.
Yes.
Banda.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Graziano.
Yes.
Guaman.
Yes.
Guyan.
Yes.
Pizzi.
Yes.
Zangari.
Yes.
Okay, approved all.
Resolutions to be memorialized. We have PB 2501, 369 North 10th Street. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Excuse me, we're going to carry this one over to next month. Can I have a motion to carry this?
Motion.
Second.
Can I have a roll call?
Manero.
Yes.
Banda.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Graziano.
Yes.
Guaman.
Yes.
Guyan.
Yes.
Pizzi.
Yes.
Zangari.
Yes.
To be memorialized, we have PB 2504, 71 Franklin Street. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Manero.
Yes.
Banda.
Abstain.
Giordano.
Yes.
Graziano.
Yes.
Guaman.
Yes.
Guyan.
Yes.
Pizzi.
Yes.
Zangari.
Yes.
Okay.
We have an adjournment and a continuation for PB 2503, 41 and 45 William Street. This will be carried over to the next meeting. There will be no notification. Am I correct, Lee?
Correct. Yep, ma'am.
We have application before the board. We're actually going to go with PB 2507, 426 Lake Street first. Are you ready, Mr. President?
Yes, I am. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, the council's name is Robert Gassion, his firm is Gassion Belleville. I represent the applicant in this matter, Acumen Properties, LLC. It's an application to demolish an existing detached garage at 4-6 Lake Street and subdivide an industrial lot line between lots 9 and 10. The application is to allow the existing two-family to remain on lot 9 and erect a new conforming two-family on lot 10. The property is in the SLR zone and two-family uses are permitted. In addition to the minor subdivision approval, there are a number of variances required on the lot with the existing home. No variances whatsoever are required on the lot where the new two-family will be erected. from are Raj Jetley of Acumen and Nick Marucci, the engineer. I'd like to call Mr. Jetley as my first witness.
Proceed.
Hey, Tom.
Oh, click that little button.
I got you, buddy. I'm sorry. Thanks. Your full name, please.
Raj Jetley.
Swearing?
Sir, do you swear that the testimony you will give on the application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, she's asking if you will tell the truth.
Yes,
Thank you. And will you please spell your name for the record?
I do.
Spell your name for the
Raj
record.
Jetley.
Would you spell it, please?
R-A-J,
J.
capital J-E-T-L-E-Y. Mr. Jetley, what is your business address?
I'm a construction director for Acumen Realty and Acumen Properties.
But where is the address of your business?
19 Amelia Street, North Portland.
And are you the contingent contract purchaser of the property at 4-6 Lake Street in Belleville?
Yes,
And have you built other properties in Belleville?
I built 17 two-family homes, out of which 2 or 3 family homes.
And have you retained the ownership of all of those properties?
All of them are retained, yes.
And what is it, strike that, are you seeking to subdivide and build a new two-family on one of the lots at 4-6 Lake Street?
Yes,
The other lot will remain as is with the home, as is on it. Now, do you plan, if this application is approved, to retain ownership of these two families?
yes, we want to retain it.
No further questions to this witness.
Are there any public questions for this witness? Seeing no hands.
Any questions from the board? Thank you, Mr. Cassiola.
Mr. Marucci. This is a different Mr. Marucci than you're used to. Your full name, please.
Good evening. Nicola Marucci, Nicola Marucci.
Sir, do you swear that the testimony you will give on the application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
What is your occupation and where do you work out of?
I'm a licensed professional engineer and land surveyor. I'm currently employed by the Township of Montville as the township engineer, and I also do part-time engineering consulting work for Marucci Engineering.
How long have you been an engineer? From what school did you graduate?
I earned my bachelor's degree in civil engineering in 2005 from the University of Delaware. I also earned my bachelor's degree in land surveying and engineering technology from NJIT in 2011.
And have you testified previously before zoning boards and planning boards?
Yes, I am.
And you're a licensed engineer as of today?
I'm a licensed engineer and licensed professional.
You will accept your qualifications
Thank you.
as an
Thank
expert.
you very much.
Did your firm prepare the engineering plan for the proposed subdivision?
Yes,
And would you review the location of the property?
sure. The property is Lot 9 and Lot 10 in Belleville tax map in Block 1307, are also known as 4 and 6 Lake Street, and they are in the Silver Lake District.
And could you review the proposed subdivision? I think it might be helpful if you
Yep.
go to the board and review it for the benefit of the board and anybody that's interested in the audience.
Okay, I'm going to skip to sheet 2, showing the existing conditions and the proposed conditions. So 4 and 6 Lake Street are both irregularly shaped lots. Lot 10 is developed. It's a 4,148 square foot lot developed with a two-story residential structure. It has a paved access driveway, and in the rear of the property is a detached masonry garage. Lot number 10 is also an irregularly shaped lot, 1,762 square feet. It has 25 feet of frontage along Lake Street, and is currently undeveloped.
And what is the zoning at this location?
The SLR district.
And are the two proposed structures legally permitted in the zone?
There's one proposed structure, yes, legally permitted.
I'm sorry, there's one that remains and one.
Right.
My apologies for the way I phrased the question. Would you describe the ingress and egress to these two structures, the one to be built if approved and the one that exists?
Yes, currently there's an asphalt driveway on Lake Street to access the parking spaces for the two-story dwelling. The proposed dwelling will have a driveway on Lake Street, a new driveway on Lake Street, to a one-car garage and a covered carport for two spaces. Two spaces total, one garage and one carport.
And would you review the open space that's proposed?
Proposed open space the proposed lot 10 will have 2,500 square feet. It will be all conforming. It will conform to the open space requirement in the SLR district. Right now, we are proposing to remove the garage, the rear lot garage, detached garage, and remove as much impervious surface to come to a 19.8% open space requirement. That can be adjusted if necessary to 20% if we can achieve that by removing some additional asphalt.
And the maximum impervious coverage, is there a slight violation there also?
Yes, currently there would be a 0.2%, which we find to be de minimis. However, again, we could achieve that requirement, the 80% requirement, by removing some additional asphalt if necessary.
And is there a rear yard issue on where the existing house?
Currently, there is a variance for the rear yard setback to the existing dwelling. It's where 30 feet is required, 25.5 feet is proposed. That is an existing condition.
And lastly, is there a side yard violation on the existing structure?
With the lot line adjustment, by extending the sideline to the rear property line, there will be a violation in side yard setback where 2 feet is required, 0.7 feet will be proposed. On the opposite side, the west side, there is 6 feet required. 2 feet and 3 feet are the two required setbacks, where we'll have 0.7 feet and 6 feet. So a total exceeding these 5 feet.
And you said the parking complies, is that correct?
Yes, well, we are proposing 2 parking spaces in the driveway for lot 9 and 2 parking spaces, one in the garage and one under a carport on the proposed dwelling on lot 10.
And in addition to the parking complying, are you within reasonable proximity of the light rail?
Yes, as our client has proposed and has constructed several of these 2-family dwellings in this area. As a matter of fact, 4 across the street on the north side of Lake Street. And he does like the fact that it is in walkable distance to the light rail station.
And did you have an opportunity to review Mr. Harris's letter?
Yes, I
and
did.
report?
Yes.
And any comments with regard to that?
We agree with all of Mr. Harris's comments and would agree to all of the items asked for in his report.
Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions of this witness.
Questions from the board?
I guess a quick question. There's no way we could get more than 7 inches off the property line?
That's 0.7 feet is about 9 inches. In order to extend that line and maintain that 25-foot width, that would be the proposed setback.
And the existing house is staying?
Yes.
Because it says proposed 3-story dwelling.
So the existing house is...
That's the
on the
proposed
west side.
house, the one on the right-hand side is the existing house. That's staying there.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
You know.
We'll open it up to the public at this time. Any questions? State your name for the record, please, sir. And address.
I'm sorry, it was Gary?
Excuse me?
Well, I didn't hear you.
307 Fairway Avenue, Gary Hinton, H-I-N-T-N.
Thank you.
Once this subdivision is made, are either of the lots non-conforming?
The lot sizes...
The lot size,
Sizes, yes.
no, they're not the lot sizes are not non-conforming. They conform.
Very conforming.
Okay, and how many off-the-street parking spots would you have with that? It's a two-family, you're saying, right?
There are 2 for each lot.
Okay, how many, 2 spots, you said?
Two parking spaces for each lot, for each dwelling.
That's it.
Any other questions? Mr. Shelton?
Use the microphones.
Good evening, everyone. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. Just want to confirm, with this project, is any on-site parking going to be lost?
On-site,
Currently existing on-site parking, is any of that going to be lost if the subdivision is granted?
currently there are 2 parking spaces on the existing asphalt driveway. The undeveloped lot is all grass, so there is no parking there.
Right, so the existing home, with the existing, that's going to be kept?
So it will remain.
With the new home, if this is granted, would you have to make a curb cut to facilitate the new home in its lot?
Yes.
All right. And that curb cut is going to be how wide?
That is 9 feet. I think what, I have to double check my notes quickly, 9 feet, 10 feet, I believe at the most.
All right. So that means that one currently existing on-street parking spot is going to be lost with the creation of a curb cut with this building.
Yes.
Okay, so you are losing one spot, right? Just to piggyback a little bit on what Mr. Venero started to ask with this 7.7 foot setback. I know the applicant said that he was going to retain ownership of the properties, but suppose in the years to come it's sold and the owner of the new structure, who has the 6 foot setback, decides to put a fence up. Now, the existing home only has 9 inches of clearance. So what happens in that case is some sort of permanent easement going to be required so that a fence cannot be constructed there, because you would effectively compromise the existing home if the fence was put up.
As noted in Mr. Harris's
We asked
report.
for an easement.
Permanent
Yes,
easement,
we
or-
did ask for an easement.
all right, so that means, the permanent easement would mean that no fence could be,
He's putting in a fence, but it ends up short of that, where that 0.7 foot setback is. There's a little bit of, just to separate the backyards.
just to separate the yards this
Yes,
up.
that their access to take their garbage out and everything will be between the buildings.
Is that reflected on any of your plans, the extent of the fence that would be
It
part of the permanent
is
easement?
reflected on the plan. The easement is not reflected on these plans. It was a comment in Mr. Harris's report, and our client does agree to comply with that condition if this is approved.
Okay, very good, thank you. So the planning board will be requiring a permanent easement in regard to this fence?
He's going to supply a minor subdivision plat along with deeds that will reflect those easements.
Right, but the easement is going to be requirement in order for the planning board to grant approval of this
Yeah, it's
project.
in the letter, yeah, it's in the
All right,
condition.
just want to make sure, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? What up, sir?
Christopher Eustachio, 4 Lake Street.
Can you spell your last name, please?
Sure, it's EUSTAQUI. I apologize in advance, I'm a little nervous, I'm not too good at public speaking. So,
Take your time.
so I live at 4 Lake Street. We moved there about 2 years ago. I guess our landlord in the process of us living there sold a lot without even consulting us. That's not why I'm here today. So he sold a lot and they're trying to build a new lot where our backyard is. We love this yard. It's a little emotional, it's a little personal to me. We grow our vegetables in this backyard. We have dogs that love this yard. For this to be taken away would be like a true detriment to our lives. People say to make Belleville better. I think by building this building, it's going to make it worse. I don't think it's going to make it better. We need more greenery and not more structures coming up. 2 summers ago, they came and they built 4 two-story buildings across the street from us. And there's like no parking as it was before. And now with this new building coming up with the new driveway, it's going to make things even worse. Parking is atrocious. I hope it gets better, but with things like this being implemented, I don't think it's going to get any better. So all I say is just please, just don't approve this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Any other questions from the public? Yes, you are.
I have no further witnesses. I'd like to sum up if there's nothing else from the public.
Comment. Public have any comments? Just general comments. Fred Anthony.
Vincent Fred Antoni, 129 Mount Prospect Avenue in Belleville. Once again, I gotta get up here to put it on the record. You are, and if you vote for this, you're just putting another nail in Belleville's coffin. As this young man just stated, and by the way, you didn't call for the public hearing at that time, so I hope you people learn the procedure one day, who speaks and when they speak and all that. But you heard directly from somebody who lives there, how hard. It's all over Belleville. You can't park anywhere. You can't drive anywhere. It's insane. So these are the kind of things that destroyed Newark, destroyed all these. They eventually become congested areas and they become slums. The parking is, I don't believe it. I think you got an ordinance. You want 1 parking space for each bedroom. I hear you talking about 2 for each one. I don't know where the parking is on a 25-foot lot. If you're talking in front of a garage, none of these houses and the 2 in Silver Lake that you built on these skinny lots, you pass there, we go to Aldi's, if the door's open, it's carriages and everything else, not a single car. So, once again, continue destroying Belleville. Maybe you'd like your name down the history book. We're the guys that turned the wonderful, beautiful village with the plaque and back in there into the slums of the future. And I can even say the future because it's now. We got horns blowing us all the time. We can't go. I mean, they started street cleaning this week. Nobody, I had to park. I came home. My wife and I went shopping. We had to park a block and a half away. We had to go around the corner on New Street. With all the illegal apartments and houses without proper parking come on one side of the street. So if you're not home, you come home and you can't park in front of them. And people don't care. I called the police because I have a driveway. I can't even get my driveway. They park in front of my driveway. This is what you're creating, all of you. And don't tell me this is allowed. Yes, it's allowed because this planning board and the council changed the zoning to allow these idiotic 25-foot lots.
This.
Don't object, I can comment whatever I want.
Beyond the scope of this case, far beyond.
my comments are mine, and I can make them without your, let's not get into this again.
Address your comments here.
Right,
Mr.
this is
Fernando.
the time for public comment.
I understand.
I don't need
Continue.
an
I understand.
interruption from the good attorney.
Continue,
all right?
sir.
So just take that, how you're destroying Belleville. And once I just want to make sure it's clear when you tell me, oh, it's allowed. Yeah, you guys created these 25-foot idiotic lots. Some of them were allowed from the 1800s, but we tried to correct it. We tried to correct it. And we did correct it. We reduced the density around up to 25 units per acre and a 40 by 100 foot lot for a one family, 50 by 100 for a two family. We had some common sense. And don't let me suggest maybe there's a reason why you're approving these things. It's got to stop, please.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gassion, you have a summary?
Yes, I do.
Come on, hold on just 1 second. Come on up, Mr. Sheldon.
This is testimony now rather than, so I guess I need to be sworn in before I sit.
To give a comment. You'd like to testify?
Well,
Yes.
it's commentary, but about what I, the board knows I'm not going to speak in favor of
Okay,
this
I'm happy to
application.
swear you in.
but
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give this evening on this application will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
I
truth?
do. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. It goes without saying that I am always opposed to projects like this. I know it's permitted under the new Silver Lake residential zoning that was implemented in July of 2019. As a gentleman from 4 Lake Street said a few moments ago, he's now dealing with a very similar project right across the street from him that this board approved less than 2 years ago, June of 2023. I think it was 8 to 12, or 8 to 10 Lake Street. But there it was a one-family home on a relatively large lot. The planning board agreed to allow the owner to subdivide it into 4 lots, 25 feet wide each. There were two family houses built on each lot, a total of 24 bedrooms with only 8 parking spots. And as the gentleman in Lake Street said, parking just continues to get exponentially worse with the creation of projects like this. The only saving grace I can say about this project is fortunately they're not utilizing that parking lot or parking fund contingency that exists for Silver Lake, where whatever parking spots they can provide, they can give the town hall a check for $50,000 to go towards this parking fund. But as I confirmed at last week's council meeting, those parking lots that are being created to supposedly remediate the on-street parking problems for Silver Lake, they're all metered. They're all metered. You're not providing new residents with an alternative free parking mechanism in Silver Lake. What you're doing is basically putting a gun to their head saying, well, you can't find on-street parking, take your chances, or ante up, go into one of our metered lots. I have no idea how much it would cost. I haven't had a chance to research it, but does anyone happen to know how much it would cost with these new Silver Lake lots for someone to park their car overnight from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.? Does anybody happen to know how much that would?
I couldn't tell you, Mr.
All right, is it $1 an hour, or Brian, do you happen to know what the?
I know they charge on it.
They don't charge overnight.
They don't charge overnight, so what, from 9 to 6 a.m. it's free? All right,
Unless the council says they're not allowed to park in there at all, but.
Overnight parking is.
No, I don't recall anything coming up at the council level. I don't recall. So the meters only go for day during the business hours.
Only during business, all right, that's great to learn, because when I've asked about this, I haven't gotten that information. That completely changes the dynamics. Then, if those lots are free for overnight parking, then kudos to you, Mr. Banda, and you, Mr. Graziano, for having the insight for living up to these promises. So, all right, well, that at least resolves that problem. But the other thing I want to point out, every time one of these little 25-foot lot projects come before the planning board, last February, our former superintendent went on record saying that not only are our schools reaching their carrying capacity. But according to his analysis and that of the board's demographer, the biggest threat to our schools is not these large 200, 250 unit mixed-use residential. It's the two-family houses that are popping up all over the township. In fact, Dr. Tomko, last February, it's there on the district's website if you want to review his warnings, and I can send you the link if you want it. But he said that the most recent 9 two-family houses that had been constructed in Belleville had already generated 15 students to our district. So you start to extrapolate what that portends for the future. Dr. Tomko warned that within the next 3 years, and this is as of February of 2024, according to the projections, we were going to run out of classroom space. All right? So what do? We don't have the space for a new school. Trying to build additions to our existing schools is also problematic because most of our schools are already landlocked. There's no additional space unless you start using eminent domain to take the nearby houses to expand some of the existing schools. So as Mr. Frantantoni warned you, you guys have to be cognizant of the fact that your decisions here, yes, it's just one two-family home, but it's the cumulative effect of all of the two-family houses you allow them to be squeezed in all over this township. Before you know it, your actions are going to have a devastating impact on everyone in Belleville, not just the residents of Silver Lake. So please be mindful, you guys. Dr. Tomko last February said he had made multiple efforts to reach out to the town hall. This was, I think, before Mr. Banda became town manager. It was all ignored. He wanted to at least be approached by the planning board and the town council before any of these projects got approved. So the board could
Again,
get
I
some...
objected last time, this is far beyond the scope of
It
this.
isn't. This project is going to produce kids, and it's going to impact our schools, so this is relevant.
Mr. Shelton, I'm going to ask you to direct your comments to the board. Mr. Gassion, your comment is noted. Mr. Shelton, we continue.
Please, guys, I know Mr. Banda has said multiple times in the last couple of years, he has a laundry list of changes he wants to make to the zoning. I realize this project as is conforms with the current zoning. You guys need to ask the council, Mr. Graziano is the council representative, to change, to tweak the master plan, to change the zoning a bit, so that outrageous things like this aren't allowed to continue indefinitely. You're undermining the future of our township. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments from the public? I will close this, and with that, I will make a motion.
No, I'd like...
Oh, you want your summary? Sorry, Mr. Gadsden, I'm getting way ahead of myself.
First thing is, they're objecting to what the town council did. And the town council probably thinks they did a good job because there's a lot of new buildings and development in the area. It was based, I'm sure, upon the light rail being there and trying to change an area of town that appears to have been done. Now, you can have differences of opinion, but this application complies with that. We are following what the town was looking for. We're close to the light rail, and we're not changing the existing structure at all. We're putting up a new structure on the adjacent lot that completely complies. The gentleman who lives in this house, which my client's contingent contract purchaser, I understand his complaint, but he is the tenant, and obviously the owner of the property saw fit to enter into contract to sell. The easement that was talked about by Mr. Harris will be taken care of. I'm sorry, just let me check my notes for 1 second. Again, a new lot has no variances whatsoever. It complies completely. We have the spaces that are required. I have no further comments, and I thank the board for their time and attention.
I just have a question. Is this just for a subdivision, or are we approving the construction in a new house too?
Well, you're not approving the construction of a new house, you're approving the subdivision, but you're approving the variances on the existing house. The new house, technically, council can explain, new house is 100% compliant. No variances on the new house whatsoever.
Well, you have plans included, right? You have plans for the house? We have.
Yes.
And the materials, I guess, conform to the Silver Lake District?
Absolutely, I'm sure that Mr. Mans is gonna
Not
make sure of that, otherwise
over
we
there,
can't
right?
build.
You guys are gonna take care of the streetscapes and everything else you have to do?
On the existing structure also.
On the existing structure also, you
Also.
gotta make sure. Very nice.
And they have to come back for approval of the actual building.
No.
No, that's right here.
Permitted use.
Permitted use. As long as they don't break any other rules. If they break a rule when they come in with the final construction plans, then yes, they gotta come back.
All right, with that said, can I have a motion on the application before the board?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Venero,
Yes.
Mr. Vanda,
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mr. Graziano.
Yes.
Ms. Guam.
Yes.
Mr. Guyan.
Yes.
Mr. Busy.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
Okay, approved and received.
Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you. We're gonna have a quick 5-minute break. We have the continuation of PB 2505, 11 Franklin. Are you ready to proceed?
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself to avoid any potential conflict as I own property within 200 feet.
Good evening, board members. Again, for the record, my name is Lisa John Boston with the law firm Kiesa, Shahinian, and Jantomasi on behalf of the applicant. As was stated by the chair, this is a continuum of an application which started on March 18th for minor subdivision and site plan approval for mixed-use development in accordance with the Roach redevelopment plan. The property is located at 11 Franklin Avenue. At the last hearing, we did present several or all of our witnesses actually. Our civil engineer, our 2 architects for the commercial and the mixed-use development, our landscape architect, as well as our traffic engineer. Since the time of the last meeting, there were some tweaks to the civil engineering plans that were requested by the board, which have been filed, as well as the mill intersection street improvement plan that was also filed with the board. If the board has questions related to those, we're happy to put on those witnesses to go over the changes that were made to those plans. Otherwise, our last witness is our professional planner who's available tonight to testify.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I think you should have the professionals just discuss what changes were made.
Sure.
So it's under record.
No problem. Okay, so I'm going to call Mike Dibble first with L2A, who's our civil engineer. And Mike, you previously appeared on March 18th and were sworn and qualified as an expert in civil engineering. Do you understand you're still under oath?
Yes. Can you just do us a favor and use one of the microphones there, either that microphone or the microphone right there? Thank you, so the public can hear you.
Let me see if I can get that for you. We do have another handout. I don't know where the handout is. It should be.
I can stand here, it sounds like it's picking it up.
It should be. There should be another handout. Jack? It's right here, Jack.
It's on the cable. Is that the-
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Check.
Can Mr. Graziano zoom in on the plans so that we can see them on the monitors?
Where would you like to?
Mr. Graziano can adjust the camera so that the plans can be displayed for the audience on both of these monitors.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I'm sorry, could you use the camera to zoom in on the plans so that we can see these easily on these monitors?
Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can get that, sir. It's been a while. Mr. Jones.
Okay, you're good at this. You are expert in zooming.
I got it, Charlie.
You got it? You got to change the camera.
I just zoom in right there?
Here you go. No, you got it. No. Take the camera. You got it? Okay. Go ahead, you
gotta go up. Up higher. If you're gonna zoom, you gotta go up higher. Because when you zoom, what? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Good, Mr. Shelton?
That's better, that's
All
better.
right. Okay, so, I have on the board, the plans that were submitted. I just want to get the date. The date is March 27th of 2025. And it's revision number 2, and it says updated parking, county, and added retail trash enclosure. So I think the last time I was here, one of the issues that came up was the trash enclosure for the Chipotle. I said that we had forgotten to put it in the bag, and we since received Chipotle's standard trash enclosure. And I should say that it would be constructed to Chipotle standards, but it would be used by all 3 of the tenants, A, B, and C. And that appears behind tenant C in that little auxiliary parking lot. The landlord would make that an employee parking lot, those 4 spaces. There were 2 parking spaces eliminated from the last time that I was here. If you recall, the requirement for that parking area for that retail building is 37 parking spaces, and we were proposing 67. So there was an excess of 30 parking spaces. So the elimination of those 2 spaces brings us to 65. And if you see my off-street parking and loading requirement table near the center of the plan, and I'm pointing to it, and if you look at near the very bottom of that table, that's where I have that total from 37 required and 65 proposed. And then we still have 378 spaces required for the different uses, which are the retail, the residential, and the amphitheater, and we're proposing 423 spaces. So clearly we still have an excess number of parking spaces. So in the submission, I added the trash enclosure, made those changes to the parking. We cleaned up the parking table just to make it a little clearer as to how the parking was calculated. Another change appears up near the amphitheater where you'll see a little red clouded area, and I know, sorry, I'm on the camera. We added one more EV charging space. I think my calculation came up to just into that 5th required EV space, so we added one. I think I alluded to that the last time I was here, and we adjusted the electric vehicle charging standards table on that. So I think looking at all the clouds, that's really all we had. So we did resubmit that plan to address really that trash enclosure. Okay. And then since then, just responding to a comment by acting chairman, I believe at the last meeting, an issue came up with the queuing at the Starbucks and the potential for conflicts with the driveway to the residential building. So we scratched our heads a little bit and we came up with another exhibit.
We're up to A11.
So this
And
is
if you could just describe what the exhibit is, and I'll hand out the sheet.
So this is a handout, and it's entitled Road Striping EX01. And what we did is we added a do not block the box symbol on the pavement. There would be signage. This scale, you can't really see the signage, but there would be signage indicating that you should not block the entrance to the residential building. And when that makes its way around, you'll see that it allows vehicles to still enter the Starbucks drive-through, but then it would indicate that you don't want to block the driveway to the residential, so that would allow the free flow of traffic if anyone were coming in either direction, let's say coming in a northerly direction, which is from the left side of the page to the right side of the page, be able to make that left in. If they were coming from the right side, they might have to just wait 1 second to advance far enough. But we believe that if this occurs, and we're not arguing with the board members, they said they witnessed it, it would be a very short amount of time, and where you might have an instance where the traffic does back up onto that road.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
You don't think it would be better just to make that like a double road?
Well, there's issues with that. I'm not the, we do have a traffic engineer who might do better than I can with this. But everything aligns with the road on the other side. So to make that, change all that striping could create problems as you continue behind the Wawa. And that's why we thought that I understand what you mean, Mr. Chairman, that the center left lane would require a wider road. That could be Plan B, would be to shorten or to change the sidewalk configuration on either side to do that. But we thought that because this do not block the box occurs elsewhere on the property, there is the same symbol over by the Wawa for a similar reason, that they don't want people to block the box so that the driveway can still experience full movement.
So if they don't block the box,
Yes.
excuse me, in order for them to exit and enter, the car will just wait outside the box to actually get into the Starbucks?
Yeah, so if you were backing up, so let's imagine that people are coming from the left side the right side of the page, moving to the left, and they're waiting to queue because the main entrance to the whole facility and the traffic light is on the lower right-hand corner of this driveway. So we see most of the traffic coming in that way, making a left, heading toward the Starbucks drive-through. If that queue made its way out into that street, they would just leave that 20 feet open, and that's how the do not block the box works. So a car could actually position itself in front of that, and I'm just going to try to sketch. A car could actually sit in front of it, just immediately to the south of it, then you leave that space open, and another car would be behind it. And there would be signage that would indicate that.
Just a question on that. I'm going to just come over here. I'm just thinking out loud. So, where you have do not block this, if this area here, which is sidewalk, I don't know the width of that, but if this came a little further down towards Franklin Avenue, right, down this way, then this can be always there, and that can be like that's always constantly going towards Clara Moss, and then this becomes it becomes double the width. And so I'm just thinking that this is in and out, and then that's just an extra, if that's possible. I don't know, I'm not an engineer, I'm just
So
thinking.
our traffic engineer, we had a discussion about this very topic, and I know our traffic engineer could do a much better job than me. It deals with tapers and alignments and all that, and that's exactly part of the reason why we're not shifting the curb and widening out that road to get that center lane. But maybe while I'm up here, if there's any other things
Yeah,
that
I was just going to say, if we can defer the questions related to this one particular topic to the traffic engineer, I'll introduce him next. If there's any other questions related to civil engineering, I guess happy to answer them.
Any other questions from the board? Any public comments? Any public questions?
Randy Venero, 59 Frederick Street. Are you guys planning on changing the fence along the back of the property near Wallace and Acme Street? It was installed in 1939.
Yeah, if that's the one to the rear of the property, I think that was is that the same fencing?
Yeah, the rear of the
The rear,
property, all the way
yes,
back.
we agreed at the last hearing as a condition of approval, we would replace it, do a taller fence and, yes.
So just to reiterate on that, that's gonna go around not just Wallace, but all the way down Montgomery. The rears of Montgomery Place properties, right, that fencing? So
Yes.
all the way down out to Mill Street?
Yes,
And is there, I was gonna wait, but all those houses now, it's everybody's backyard, right? Right along that area there, it's really the only residential. Backyard or side yard, it's really the only residential that truly butts up against this project. Are we doing more bufferings to help shield sight and light and sound from those backyards?
yeah, so at the last hearing, we said that per the board's request, we're going to do a composite fence, so it'll be a solid fence, and I believe we're asking for a variance for, again, at the board's request, to do a 6-foot tall fence there as well. And then as far as the buffering, as was described by our landscape architect who's not here, but that amphitheater is really like a large extensive landscaped area with tiered steps and the like, so.
From the backyards of the neighbors, they're just gonna see trees?
Correct.
And
And
that
the
5-foot setback, that comes right along that end piece right there, that setback is really just what, curbing, I guess, on the edge of the amphitheater?
It goes to the fence line, I believe.
Right in there, it says there's a 5.2,
Yeah.
I think. What is that setback? What is that structure that's right there?
It's just there's a small wall, and he presented his plans with the seating areas, and then he makes some of the transition grade with that. So I think by definition, that was a structure, and that needed to comply with the setback. So we indicated, and I believe that's some of the relief were minimum landscape buffer to all residential properties.
But at the last hearing, actually, though, it was clarified that it actually did satisfy that buffer requirement, because you can have accessory structures within the setback, and that's the fence. It's not really an above-grade structure, it's more of like a tiered landscape.
It's a tiered landscaping piece that's a part of the landscaping buffer.
Correct, yes.
So that's all, so again, it only helps the situation regarding the separation from the site and the neighboring properties.
Yes.
And if I may, and that fence goes there's no opening coming in from the properties that are behind it?
Correct.
Right, from the hospital all the way down to Mill?
Correct.
Okay.
I think, yes, that's correct.
Any other questions from the public?
Mr. Chair, I think, in my notes, that Montgomery, you're going to put the 6-foot fence at the property line, but we also asked for more landscaping along that area, too.
If that was agreed to at the last meeting, then yes, I think, sure, I believe you, Mr. Harris, yes.
We're just reiterating, we did have some questions about it, so it's good that we can put that all on the record.
Any other questions from the public? Come on.
I'm John Buckleone. Oh, come on up. I just have a quick question. I'm not sure if it relates to him.
Name and address,
John Buckleone of 60 Watchung Ave.
EUCC.
No, excuse me.
How do you spell your last name?
Oh, B as in boy, UGLION is Nicholas E. I'm not sure if this relates to you. As far as like when the new apartments are made, or is there going to be accessibility for the ambulances and the fire department to get through them at this point?
So at the last hearing, your police department and your fire department had reviewed the plans and they were satisfied with it.
Thank you.
Brent Tony?
Yes, I'm sorry, I wasn't here last meeting, I was out of state for a family event. Where are the apartments on this? Are these gray parcels?
This is the eastern side of the apartment building, right there. If you look at this plan, the apartment building is shown entirely right there.
That's the back corner of the property?
That is,
Franklin
yes,
Street?
yes.
Is that on the old Morris Canal property?
Well, it borders the Morris Canal. There's a dedication we're making to the Morris Canal in the rear, in the southwest corner of the property.
Is that any transfer of that property? Because years ago, the state gave that Marsh Canal property to the township of Belleville?
I don't
Are we
have
building on the
information.
Marsh Canal?
I don't have any information on that. This is,
I think somebody could check it out because
No,
No,
it's
they-
not, Mr. Frantantoni, it's not their land, no, we're not building on it.
it's not on any of the Marsh Canal.
No, so the neighbors are, which is a problem, but
Or any part of this project built on the Marsh Canal property?
no,
You all sure?
yes, it's all their property.
Of course, they're all in the back there.
Any Marsh Canal property is owned by the township, and they're not, they haven't, right, Mr. Harris, they haven't asked for an easement onto it, they haven't
Not that I know
touched
of.
it.
And they were gonna dedicate some of their property to the town, correct?
that's
Yes.
correct, yes,
To connect to that.
that's
Right.
correct.
Good evening, Nathan Foote with CME Associates, professional planner, acting as the board's consulting planner for this evening. Just a couple of questions regarding the changes that have been made that you were testifying to. First of all, the trash enclosure behind the commercial building.
Yes,
You said that that's a revision, correct?
that is.
Okay. So you said that that was going to meet Chipotle standards. Is that going to be fencing or solid masonry?
It's solid. I don't have the detail here with me. We just submitted it in plan view because the board had requested that, and we had missed that on the plan.
Okay, but it is going to be solid masonry?
It is solid, yes. It is solid masonry with a little doorway in the back and then gates in the front, and that is designated as an employee parking area.
Okay, perfect, yeah. The reason I ask about that is because that does meet the requirements of the redevelopment plan. The other questions I have is regarding the parking, just to confirm, 65 spaces for the Lot 104 commercial property? That's
Yes.
the total
Yes.
number?
This here equals 65. It includes 65 parking spaces where 37 are required.
And then for the other lot, the mixed-use lot, that total number on that lot is 423?
No, there's 423 on the entire
On the
property.
entire.
It's the total mixed-use building, it's required to have 266, and it's proposing 283.
Yeah, okay. And then the temporary parking lot is the same as proposed before?
Yes, no changes were made since the last time we testified.
And then EV spaces, you said 37? Is the number you have?
We have, if you look here in the lower right-hand corner, we have a requirement of 33 for the mixed-use building, and we're proposing 33, all in the garage. There's 34 actually in the garage. So when you go to the mixed-use standard for the retail, that requires, we think, 6, so the 1 in the garage plus the 5 on the side give you 6. So that does equal 39, I think. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next witness?
Our next witness is Eric Valoria, who's with Langen Engineering. Eric, you were previously here at the March 18th meeting, were sworn in, and do you understand you're still under oath?
I do.
Okay. Prior to this meeting, did you want us to go over, maybe we can start with where we left off with the drive-through?
Yeah, so we discussed it and we found that the do not block the box option was the best option and most efficient in this scenario. Regarding adding a left turn lane there, that would create a scenario where someone leaving the driveway from the residential would have to cross 2 lanes of traffic into a 3rd lane. So creating more conflicts, and then the queuing in that left turn lane would then restrict them from turning out of that driveway. So by allowing or providing the do not block the box, it allows for efficient circulation through the driveway and then also for the 2 drive-through driveways as well.
And Eric, maybe you could just talk about, I mean, the drive-through lane for Starbucks was already approved, but the queuing that's available within there and how frequently, I mean, the board's very familiar with the site, but how frequently, based on your review of the cameras that you had on site, when, if ever, there was this queuing that backed up into that internal drive aisle?
Yeah, that queuing is, we know it's common sometimes, but it's not something that's the average. It's a scenario that'll happen occasionally, and that's why what we're providing will be able to accommodate the anticipated queuing associated during those minimal times.
And unless there's more questions on that, then maybe you can discuss what you did submit and your office prepared, the Mill Street improvement road plan that was filed with the board in advance of tonight's meeting. You can discuss that plan.
Yeah, so as I discussed at our last meeting, consistent with the redevelopment plan, we are providing left turn lanes on both Mill Street approaches.
You have that plan for the public can see?
I do not have one on me. Can I use one of yours? Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you. So what I put up here is the siding and stripage plan that was submitted as part of that plan set. It's showing the 150-foot left turn lane coming from the park side and the 250-foot left turn lane coming on the eastbound side of Mill Street. Both of those left turn lanes were designed to accommodate the 95th percentile, which is what we look at to design these storage lanes. I know last time it was brought up, the queuing that goes back to the Mill Street driveway and the concern about providing the 2 lanes further back to that driveway. I'd like to say that these turn lanes are beneficial to the intersection's operations, as the intention of them is to alleviate the queuing that is currently existing out there. It allows for those left turn cars to queue within their left turn lane while still allowing cars that are traveling through the site or through the intersection or turning right to travel without being affected by the waiting for left turns. In addition, we're also proposing advanced left turn phase, which will allow for those left turns in those queue lanes to go through the intersection more efficiently.
So Eric, explaining to a layperson, like you explained to me the other day, there's currently one travel lane today, right?
Correct.
Going down towards Franklin Avenue from Mill Street.
Correct.
And if somebody's making a left, they're getting, the rest of the cars are getting all backed up and jammed up because that person's trying to make a left and they can't get by.
That is correct. And there's not a time or a phase for them to just turn by themselves as well.
And so what's being proposed as part of this application, there's going to be a dedicated left turn lane so that all those cars can move left while the other lane next to it can go straight or make a right.
That is correct.
So that's going to alleviate hopefully all that backup that's occurring today.
It's going to help with the queuing that's occurring today.
And in your professional opinion, will it be sufficient, the amount of
Storage.
Will that be sufficient so that it won't be backing up to the Mill Street driveway for the development, that it's sufficient in your opinion as it's been designed to correct that queuing issue?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Hurd.
So that was going to be one of my questions, so based on your traffic count, that's how you develop the length of the queue?
That's correct, yeah.
And I think also it'd be a matter of the signal timing that's going to also make it so it doesn't back up further.
So our analysis takes into account the change in the timing directive as well. So any cues that were seen in our traffic study are what is anticipated with the new timing as well.
So when you submit these to the county, that'll all be part of the...
Correct.
The signal cut, the timing and everything of the new...
Yeah, the coordination with the county and approval by the county will have to occur as well.
Just one other thing, it's not Mill Street in the park, it's called Park Drive.
Okay,
So when you do your plans,
we'll make that.
I do have a question to, now, as we know, these are done by statistics, right? Now, as real life happens, do we have any, being that you have that input with the county, with checking the times and when the lights go and stuff like that? Or can we get feedback, or can you get feedback, or can we give feedback to you all on if that has to be adjusted? I mean, what happens if the lights don't cue the right way, or we find more, it needs to be cued different? How can we work together to adjust that? Can we?
I would think you would petition to the county to have them redo the timing of the signal.
I get that, so
Yeah.
so that's, okay, so that comes off us, I was
We've
just
done
looking for a
that-
little
We've done
handshake.
that on two other intersections that they've done.
Okay.
Belleville and Franklin and Heller and 6th Street, 6th Ave.
I just think they have more juice than we have. With the county.
I don't think so.
They'll have to review the timings we're proposing too, so.
And Mr. Hurst was in the meetings with the county previously, and we're, obviously going to be, we can include him in additional meetings, and we're going to have that county approval as a condition of this planning board approval, I would assume.
Any questions from the public?
Just one other thing I asked for is improve the sidewalk on Park Drive on the riverside. It's a mess right now. So if you're directing people to have pedestrian crosswalks to get to that sidewalk, you should at least improve that sidewalk in the Belleville portion. What you do in Newark is another story.
That's something we can take into account.
I asked them to put concrete sidewalk there instead of having pavement.
I have a comment from Mrs. O'Rourke.
Yes.
Okay, so she's unable to be here today, but she did want me to put on the record that she is still unhappy with the road between the Sandy Lane Nursery School and the proposed construction. I really want it to be 2 lanes as far as that road is concerned.
Noted. Any questions from the public? Frank, I don't.
So you were talking about the Mill Street there. Now, if you're looking at the map there, that's coming down, going east on Mill Street? No, Mill Street. No.
This is
You're
Mill.
No,
here.
the other side. The other side.
Okay, coming down this way, correct? Yeah.
You're heading east there.
Yes.
All right. Now, what are you proposing there?
Left turn lane and then a through right turn lane. So 2 separate lanes.
All right. When that development was approved, when Telfer really got it, I believe there was 18 or 19 acres there, and I made the suggestion, and the board approved it, that they were supposed to give us 10 feet
We are
on
providing.
the south side of Mill Street there, 10 feet of that property for a right turn lane. The left turn is confusing. If you make a, coming down Mill Street heading east, if you have a right turn lane, all right, the traffic could still flow across into the park and go east. And everybody approved it. And then I contacted the county when they reshaped the thing.
Francione, do you have a question? It's a question. You can testify later. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, the question I'm asking them, why is a left lane on, you're not widening Mill Street, am I correct?
We are widening Mill Street.
Which
That's
way?
what the 10 feet's for. Right?
We're providing an easement along our property.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So on the, come down Mill Street to your right, the south side,
Correct.
how many feet is the land is taking?
We're providing a 10-foot easement along the frontage of our property to provide the widening to allow for the left turn lanes.
Exactly what you wanted.
So
All right,
there's a lane
but
going left, and there's a lane to go straight into the park or to make a right on Franklin.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear. That was approved and it was never done when the county did it.
That's what we're doing.
So you're gonna work with the county to make sure it happens.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Just so the board knows, we were pushing for this for the last application, but the county had federal money to improve that intersection and didn't want us interfering with it, so they didn't lose federal funding to improve that, what improvements they made. So it wasn't that they didn't want to do it, the county didn't want them to do it.
They call that improvements?
You can talk to Sanjeev, don't talk to me.
Any other questions from the public? Mr. Shelton?
Good evening again, Michael Sheldon, 27 Flood Street. I'm so happy that at long last, the widening of Hill Street is going to happen. Do you have any expected timetable for when the widening is going to?
We're still coordinating with the county to get county approval as well, so once we go from there.
Okay. Well, that was my next question. County approval. I know that the piece of Mill Street coming out of the park, being westbound, requires a little sliver of park for that part of the widening. Is the county already signed off on that, or are you still waiting for that approval?
So we are keeping all the widening on that side within Belleville right away, so we're not touching the park.
Well, you can accommodate another lane.
We did significant survey out there to make sure that we were not touching the park. So that's how this was designed, correct?
I'm amazed that you could do that. I always assumed, as Mr. Frantantoni said, he and I have been at all of these meetings for Tulsa going back 7 years ago, and we were the ones who initially advocated that there be some expansion of the roads leading to that intersection. But we always assumed that in order to do the Mill Street side, the Mill Street part on the park, the park would have to be narrowed, or you'd have to use some of the county's property for that widening, but you're saying it's not necessary.
Correct.
Wow, all right. I'm looking forward to seeing you do that, as I just said. All right, thank you very much.
Mike, just so I know that these improvements, their COs for this project are contingent to these improvements being made.
If I can, if you have any extra copies of the road thing, I'd like to have a copy of it, I can get one later. Oh, you got yours?
That's
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any other questions from the public?
Okay, our next and final witness is Paul Gargle. He's a professional planner, and he has not been sworn yet.
Mr. Gergel, do you swear that the testimony you will give on this application will be the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, would you please spell your first and last name for the record?
Paul, B-A-U-L, Grygel, G-R-Y-G-I-E-L.
Okay, Paul, do you want to very briefly go through your educational and professional background, or have you been testified recently here?
I don't know, but recently, I'm a licensed professional planner in New Jersey. I've appeared before this board and the zoning board in Belleville previously as an expert professional planner.
Accept your witness.
Thank you.
Paul, maybe you can start by discussing with the board what you did in advance of tonight's hearing to prepare for your testimony, and then go through the variance procedure.
Certainly. I've been involved in the project as far as identifying any issues with deviations or variances from the redevelopment plan, and as such, I've been involved in discussions with the project team, reviewed the site plan, the architectural plans, and visited the site and surrounding area, and reviewed the redevelopment plan and the master plan of the township. The reason I'm here as a planner to provide testimony is with regard to some deviations being sought from the redevelopment plan. The proposal overall is very consistent with a very detailed redevelopment plan. The Roche Diagnostic Redevelopment Plan has a lot of standards. We comply with essentially all bulk standards and nearly all other requirements, but as was outlined in the board planner's letter, as discussed previously, there are some variances being sought. These include, I'll list them and then go through them all in a bit more detail. One's the minimum building setback to an internal street, 15 feet is required. In the southwest corner of the mixed-use building, there's a spot where it pinches down to 9 feet. Secondly, the number of driveways, the maximum number is 1 per building. The mixed-use building actually has 3. That includes the access to the garage plus 2 loading access points. The minimum parking stall size, we're mostly at 9 by 18, but the garage does include some compact spaces, as are commonly found. That's not permitted through the plan. The lot's required to have public street frontage. The new lot for the mixed-use building and the rear portion of the property doesn't, strictly speaking, have public access, but as we'll talk about and you've seen, these streets are open to the public despite being privately owned, so we meet that standard. And lastly, the other 2 variances with regard to outdoor amenity space, where we're required to have 200 square feet per unit. That's 35,000 square feet total. And strictly speaking, in the building, of the mixed-use building, it's about 20,688 square feet, but we have additional space outside the building. And lastly, the fence height we talked about has been increased at the board's request. In terms of the variance proofs that are required, in my opinion, as a planner, they can be granted under the C2 criteria. That is under the benefits of granting these variances significantly outweigh any detriments because of the overall benefit of the redevelopment of this property. It's been long in the township's interest in the master plan and this redevelopment plan to get rid of what was there previously and put it to more productive use. More specifically, I'll just deal with all the ones I listed. First, the building setback. Again, it's 1 spot where we don't comply with 15 feet to the street. That's actually to the roof overhang. Refer briefly to the plan just to show you where it is. Apologize to the public, but it's really...
I can help you.
In this case, we're not going to do the camera again, but I'll... Just in the southwest corner, so up near the Boards Canal location that was talked about previously. Because of the curve of the road and of the property, there's 1 spot where we get down to a 9 foot versus 15 feet. That's actually measured to a roof overhang, so to the ground, it's actually a 12-foot sidewalk. So we're very close, but just because of the geometry of the site, we have 1 location where it's an issue. I think it's a very small deviation. The remainder of that mixed-use building has more than adequate sidewalk width of 15 feet or greater to the curb. So that's the only place where we have a little problem with that being complied with. The second one is with regard to the number of driveways. As I mentioned, there's 3. This is actually a benefit to have a loading area for retail, a loading for residential, but we also have a garage, so that strictly speaking is 3 driveways. This is certainly beneficial in terms of the circulation and accommodating any deliveries off the road network. We're putting them in the building. The redevelopment plan actually allows for an additional access driveway for the below-grade parking to avoid internal ramps. That's language from the plan. With regard to the parking stall size, the compact spaces is a very small number of units, parking spaces. That would be for individual units. Someone's assigned a space, they'll be able to fit their car in there. They're not going to be given one of those spaces if they can't utilize it. Lastly, with regard to there are a couple more actually, with regard to the public street frontage, the redevelopment plan requires that there's public access 24/7 to all the buildings, to all the improvements, similar to, as it says, to a public right-of-way. So this is just the case that these are internal roadways, they're not strictly speaking public streets, but the intention is going to be, and the reality will be that these will be accessible at all times to the public, to the residents, to visitors and others. With regard to the outdoor amenity space, again, we're shy of the 35,000 square feet within the building. We have the courtyard areas and other amenities on site. The reality is we have a substantial amount of additional space to the north of the building in that area that was discussed at great length by Mr. Lusberg last time. That certainly is an amenity to the building that's open to the public, as well as towards the amphitheater. So there is more than probably double the amount of space that's required in the vicinity of the building. So I think the intention of having outdoor amenity space is clearly met for this project. And lastly, the fence height, it's at the request of neighbors, request of the board. We're happy to increase the height by 1 foot, so we need a variance for that, but I think it certainly makes sense given the discussion of providing privacy and buffering neighboring properties. So in summary, I do believe that the positive criteria are met. These are all very limited deviations, of hundreds of requirements in the plan. We have 6 or 7 of these that are just related to specific conditions I just discussed. But overall, there's substantial benefits to the community and to the public and to the township from having a redeveloped site with consistent development with the redevelopment plan and the master plan. So I think that we certainly can achieve the positive criteria for these variances. Just briefly, the negative criteria, I don't think there's any substantial detriments to the public good or to the master plan or to the redevelopment plan, given the specifics of what we're looking to do. We're very consistent with the overall redevelopment plan goals and objectives. Number one in that plan is to improve the aesthetic appearance of the redevelopment area and correct the public health and safety hazards that exist on the site. This project fully conforms with that vision. It's going to make it a beautiful mixed-use community. It's going to enhance the surrounding area. We're doing our best to fix the traffic problems we have already. So I think overall, we're really consistent with the overall intent of the master plan and the redevelopment plan.
Okay, well, just a few things, and I'm sorry if I didn't hear it, but you said that we're doing the C2 criteria test here,
Yes.
and we're advancing purposes A, and if you can just
Yes,
discuss the
yes,
purposes
okay.
that we're advancing, please.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just for the record, the purpose of zoning advance. Purpose A is furthering the general health, safety, and welfare by redeveloping a site that's in dire need of redevelopment, or at least was previously. We're furthering that overall redevelopment plan and provide public benefits such as the public space, the amphitheater, circulation improvements and such. And also purpose G of the land use laws, providing sufficient space and appropriate locations for various uses, including commercial and residential. Again, Belleville's asked for this to be developed in this way. We're providing the uses that are in a location where they're supposed to be and will be enhancing the surrounding area.
And just one more variance question. So we did also request a variance from municipal land use standard, which is to create a lot that doesn't directly abut a street. So technically, we're creating the lot in the back where the residential development is going. It's not abutting a public street, but there was testimony previously that there's going to be cross-access easements throughout the entirety of the site. So it will act and function like a street, and fire had no issues with circulation. So based on that and what you previously testified to, do you think the variance could be supported?
Yes, I do. Again, the intent of the redevelopment plan makes it clear we have to provide that access. Fire and police have said we do provide the access for them. So yes, I think that can be great.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Any board members have a question?
I just have one question based on what I asked before, and thank you for taking that down because it caught my eye. And this is just, I don't know what you guys, what you all feel. So we said the amphitheater's here, and we know that the fence is surrounding and it's going this way. But there is it looks like there's an opening here, right? Which, if anybody in Belleville or anybody wants to come over, they're going to come from the front or from the side. I don't like the fact that this opens up out here to the back. I just think that maybe we should put some type of gate lockable thing if we need to. It's right here. This is wide open, if I'm not mistaken. Right here's the amphitheater. And this is to the canal. Right? Everything goes open this way.
I think there's a walkway back there, the fence behind it. There's a walkway along.
There's a walkway, I understand that, but that walkway goes out to where?
No, it's fenced in.
I think it's fenced,
I think
that's no gate.
Yeah, I think the intent is for that to go out into the walkway that's being created.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as long as the path doesn't go out to the public on the backside is my point.
No access from the outside.
Okay,
Yeah, that was one of our conditions during the last meeting.
I just saw it here, so I just wanted to ask. Thank you.
Now, if the residents from that side wanted to walk over to the complex and go shopping, they can't either do that. They have to get in their car, go around and park on the site. Negative, but let's see what the residents,
Let's see how the shopping goes.
let's see how it goes.
Any other board member questions? Any public questions? Joe?
Two quick questions. Good evening again, Michael Schoen, 47th Place here. I apologize if these questions have already been answered, but I missed most of the last meeting. During the planner's testimony, he indicated that the streets on the property are essentially internal, they're not public streets. So my first question is the owner told for whoever the owner may be down the road, they're responsible for maintaining the streets, plowing, et cetera, snow plowing? Because with climate change, we may no longer need any snow plowing in the future, but just in case we ever hit snow again, they're responsible, okay.
Yes, I asked the same question about the trash pickup for the amphitheater and stuff, all that's taken care of internally.
Okay, thank you.
It is.
I did have one question about the residential building. I don't know if the planner can answer this or one of the other expert witnesses, but 75 of the units are marked as age restricted. Does that usually means 55 or up, is that correct? 55, thank you. And I assume that all of the units, all 175 are market rate? Okay. All right, just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? Hi. Summary?
Just very briefly, oh yeah, that's right, public comment, sorry.
Public comments?
This is Grant Antoni, 129 Rock Prospect.
Sir,
Again,
please raise
this
your hand.
project,
Can we swear you in this time so we want procedure right?
Do you swear that the testimony you are about to give about this application will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. All right, when this road property became available, we were happy to see it develop, and the previous council turned it over to Telfer Realty to do it. And there was a lot of opposition, but a lot of support also. However, we were assured there was going to be no residential on it. That was what the public was told, and that was what approved that time. This was all, and I welcome it. It's nice not to go out of town, to go to Wawa, to go to Chipotle, and all that. But no residential. And we're going to have problems with here as the 855 on Mill Street. We're ready, one I know, but I heard there's 3 children living in an 8 restricted property, 175 units here. You're going to have children. How do school buses going to transit through there? These are the kind of things, we keep saying, oh, this is allowed, but that was originally developed, no residential. When the duty to Telfer Realty to develop that site was. So this is another nail in the coffin, and people, a lot of you sit up there and never say a word, except yes or no, or mostly yes. We're destroying Belleville. So I'd like Chipotle to go in there, and we were promised CBS was supposed to be there, and then that backed out. But we like this, like other towns. They have a shopping area, and they have a lot of things that we can go to. And then at night, you don't get that much traffic in there and all that. Residential hurts. And it's campaign time, and I say campaign literature, the pile's about 1.5 inches thick already, and all these people running for office are all yelling about the overdevelopment of New Jersey, how it's destroying our cities. So, keep up this bad work, and you're doing a good job of destroying Belleville.
Turn it up.
Terrell's 95 Bell Street, DROZDZ. Got it?
Sir, would you raise your hand to be sworn? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give about this application will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I think we're wrapping this up here, but I think I have a note here from the last meeting that was here. And I brought up a question about if it was necessary to have 34 EV spots in that building. That's from last time. In the building, I don't know, somebody answered that question for me last time. There's 34 EVs. And because the question that I asked was, on the 55 and over, on the 75 units, they're not having 75 parking spots for the 55 and over. So my question, if each 20 of the units had 2 cars, where would they park? So my question there was, why don't we free up the EV spots to give them more parking spots there? Because all these developments that go on, is there a ratio of the size of the building that you have to have so many EV spots?
Yes.
Because
It's a state statute, Mario.
what's the state statute?
I forget the whole, 15%.
Wait, let me ask you something. All right, we have another big building going up here, 260 units. Do they have 34 EV spots in there?
Well, it's based on the number of parking stalls.
Okay, but I'm just saying, but do you really need 34 EV spots that are not going to be? No, they're here, what I'm saying. What I'm saying,
Our planner could
yeah, I
address
know it's going to come up, but what I'm saying is, do we really need that? Can we cut the number in half and free up more parking spots?
We have to comply with the state statute. It's a state law, it's not even a township statute, so we have to comply with it. But in the event that somebody doesn't have an EV parking space within the building, it can be assigned to a non-EV vehicle.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So those, some of those spots can be freed up to...
Sure, if they're not being used for EV,
Yeah,
then yes, it can be assigned to somebody that actually needs a spot.
To me, it sounds like crazy, 34 EV spots. I mean, you go to Target and other places, they got 1 or 2 there, and they're accommodating hundreds of cars. That's the point I'm bringing out.
So yes, for practical reasons, yes, if it's not being used for EV, it can be assigned to a resident that does not have an EV vehicle.
Okay, all right, that was only my question, because it seems like a lot of people aren't buying electric cars lately.
Thank you, Mario.
Why Ruby's.
Any other comments from the public?
This is testimony, or planning to be sworn in, or
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give about this application will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. Excuse me, just a little parched tonight. Several of us have been following this project for 10, 15 years. I remember back in the previous administration, originally I was told that Clara Moss had expressed interest in acquiring the property because they wanted to build a new hospital. But their plan was to, they built a new hospital, they were apparently told by the state that they would have to retrofit the existing hospital to bring it up to modern standards, and that was a deal breaker. So Clara Moss walked away. Then the next evolution I recall, where this residential building is going, it was going to become a medical professional building to complement the Clara Moss campus, but then that got scrapped. Then the next sequence was there was just going to be a hotel with a big restaurant and bar on the ground floor, but then that caused a potential problem with the liquor ordinances. Bella Casa was relatively close. This is why the council several years ago changed the distance between liquor establishments in Belleville, which I think used to be 1,000 feet or 750, and they reduced it down to 500 or even lower. But that was apparently done to allow this bar and restaurant to go in and with not compromising Bella Casa's liquor license. But there's no stopping progress. Yes, there are many other things that I would like to see on this site, but it does seem, in my eyes, my mind, that TOLFRA and its experts are trying to do the right thing for Belleville. I'm sure this is going to be approved unanimously by the board. I just hope that the roadway situation here does accommodate all of the demands on the property. Mr. Giangi, at the last meeting, I noticed a fatal flaw with the main entrance and how that could cause a bottleneck problem with the queue into the Starbucks. I hope you know this better than I do. I hope you're now satisfied with the changes the applicant has suggested with the zone or with the no blockage zone. Whether that works or not, we'll soon see. But again, there's no stopping progress. Something is going to be built here inevitably. I'd like to see a school, yes, but unlikely that is ever going to happen here in Belleville. But with that said, do what you think is in the best interest in the future of Belleville. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Sheldon. Any other comments from the public?
Just very briefly, as was stated previously, there's a redevelopment plan in place for this project. The town worked for years, literally years, on this redevelopment plan so that there was appropriate zoning in place for the project, and that the town had this redevelopment plan. I've never seen more detail in my career. The town knew what it wanted, and they wanted to make sure that the developer constructed exactly what the town wanted, including the amphitheater and the public plaza space. What is before you this evening is almost a fully conforming application, but for those minor variances that have been noted by Mr. Greigel. We believe that this is in the best interest of the town. We're very excited for it. We're looking forward to start development, and we hope you feel the same way and look favorably upon the application. And we thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Hertz,
Yes,
did you get everything you need?
so far, yes.
Are you getting your sidewalk? Do you agree to that? Did you agree?
Yes.
The only other thing I'd like to see is, they're proposing that no block yet, no block. I'd like to just see some condition that if that's not working, then they come back and look, do something about widening the driveway, Starbucks, at least have 2 lanes narrowed down to 1 so you can get more cars off the road.
That's right.
I think at this point, it's worth just leaving it the way it is, and then we'll put something in the resolution that we can ask them to come back.
So to block don't block the box isn't working, they have to come back.
Yeah, what I was looking at doing is widen this here, and then have it narrowed down to 1 lane, like they could do all to merge at some point, so you could probably get 7, 8 more cars off the road.
Like
I see it backed up.
Like they do at Wendy's. Like they do at Wendy's, another lane.
Yeah. That's
Would you like to speak on that?
Sorry?
Traffic?
Yeah. You're okay with that? Yep. Yeah, I mean, if we want to do that as a condition of approval, that after it's built, post-construction, it can be reviewed, and if
Right.
you want us to come back, we can come back and explore that.
I see cars backed up on the main road now, like he does, like Lawrence does. Okay.
Council, before we proceed, it's my understanding that you were copied on an email from Mr. Donatelli about certain language that the town would like to see included in the resolution, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I've just been asked to place that into the record. All right, so it's agreed that the resolution regarding this matter will contain a condition that the county's approval for the intersection improvements required in the RDA will be a precondition to any building permit. Do you agree with that?
Of course.
Okay. Because there are material conditions in the amended and restated redevelopment agreement dated July 16th, 2024 between the town and the applicant concerning this matter and project sequencing, you will consider the following provisions in the ARDA, specifically section 2.05H, which provides that a CO shall not be issued for any portion of phase 1, i.e. the residential building, unless and until a certificate of approval has been issued under NJAC 5:23-2 for the plaza and amphitheater improvements, the Morris Canal dedication improvements, or redeveloper has full payment pursuant to section 11.04B2 in lieu of constructing the Morris Canal Greenway. All infrastructure and open space landscaping improvements required as part of phase 1 as set forth in the redevelopment plan and this RDA, and is confirmed by the township, and the easements required in paragraph 11.04C are granted to the township and recorded as seen. Do you agree with that?
I agree to comply with the redevelopment agreement that has been entered into and is the binding contract between the redeveloper and the township.
Okay.
If the language, I haven't compared word for word what's in that email to that, but we agree to the redevelopment agreement. I mean, it's binding as a contract.
Okay, I'm just going to continue to place, for the sake of the record, I just want to continue to place this language on the record, if I could have your patience. With regard to section 11.04B3, off-site traffic improvements, the redeveloper shall obtain approvals for and install prior to issuance of any certificate of occupancy for the project at redeveloper's sole cost and expense the following traffic improvements: a dedicated left turn lane on Mill Street heading south onto Franklin Avenue, CR 645 and related road widening and dedications along Mill Street as illustrated in the redevelopment plan, a dedicated left turn lane on Mill Street heading north at the entrance to Branchford Park onto Franklin Avenue, and related road widening and dedications along Mill Street, if any, an additional crosswalk across Franklin Avenue and walkway connection in Branchford Park, where the Franklin Avenue crosswalks to the existing pedestrian path within Branchford Park is illustrated in the redevelopment plan. We're in agreement, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Don't roll your eyes.
Contract already, yeah, okay, fine.
So do we have the condition block the box doesn't work? So as far as like as condition of approval of the block, I just have problems with that word. Block, the box doesn't work. You guys will have to come back to us.
Yes.
All right? With all the conditions, can I get a motion for the application before the board?
Motion.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Banda?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Graziano?
Yes.
Ms. Walman?
Yes.
Mr. Guyan?
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi? Mr. Zangari?
Yes.
Okay, approved, all in favor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.